All right, we are back from the break. The party is approaching the Stellar Islands, and a tradesman craft is approaching you. Has two catapults on the rear deck of the very fish-shaped vessel approaching you. And Braxon, you do notice that they appear to be signaling.
Okay, Braxon's gonna look at their signal.
Okay. They are signaling that the message that they are signaling is greetings, travelers. We are the Hand of Reorx. Welcome to Crinspace. If you have a moment, we'd be happy to greet you and speak with you about the wonders of our home.
Braxon tells that to the others and sends back greetings, Hand of Reox. This is the blade out of Brow in Brow Space, and we're looking for information on this sphere.
They respond, well, that is fantastic information we can provide. Allow us to drop alongside you, and we will be happy to greet you and with some fine food and beverages.
Okay. Yeah, Braxton says, okay, be careful, but we're quite near the asteroid, so hopefully it's not a pirate attack.
Well, I've got no custom, so I'll know if it's a custom if a spell works.
So you can see flying from one of their masts a flag of a great smith hammer in a horizontal position. So you're going to let them draw up alongside you?
Yeah, we'll throw over bill hooks or whatever and pull them in.
Okay. The people manning the decks appear to be primarily dwarves and gnomes. You don't see any other taller races amongst the lot.
Braxton's going to call out greetings into
all. They are pulled alongside, you see some looks between them as not in recognition of the language, but then they speak in common. Pardon us, we don't speak that language, but you are welcome here. We can converse in common if you know it, which we guess you would from your signal.
Yes, we speak common. You don't know Dwarven. Interesting.
It's almost as if they have a different Dwarven tongue here.
Yeah, almost as if.
Try speaking Tinker now. That's from here, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Braxton doesn't want to show off too much, so Braxton says.
So as they're pulling up close, they are basically like all the dwarves and gnomes on deck are shouting out greetings and statements of welcome. And you can see that there are some large barrels on deck with taps in them. There's a crate with some clay mugs next to it.
If there's Tinker Gnomes, Braxton will definitely shout out greetings in Tinker Gnome.
So the thing about Tinker Gnomes is that you can only recognize them by their inventions, and you do not see any great mechanical contraptions aboard this vessel beyond the catapults and the normal gear that would be on the vessel.
If there's gnomes, he'll shout out greetings in Tinker Gnome just in case.
These are enlightened Tinker Gnomes. They've seen the errors of their way.
Just in case there's proper gnomes rather than
no. These are the monastic Tinker Gnomes.
Boring groundling gnomes.
Did you say the nomastic Tinker Gnomes?
The
gnome-mastic?
The dwarf who appears to be in charge greets you in that language, Braxon, and he says, yes, we do know that language, but for the benefit of your other crew, we would prefer to speak in common.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly. I was just being friendly. I don't get the chance to speak space gnome language much.
Tinker gnome.
Tinker gnome.
Because there are space gnomes that are not tinker gnomes.
That's true. That's true. There's too many space gnomes that aren't tinker gnomes.
I mean, you just need to take more opportunities to go visit the tinker gnomes.
That is true.
So the individual that you presume to be the captain, as you get some boarding planks set up across your, connecting between the vessels, he comes over, offering a hand to. Well, he's looking around. His hand's out, looking for whoever he, is the captain. He's kind of giving you an eye of maybe you're the captain, but he's also looking around just in case someone else presents themselves as captain.
Braxon holds his hand out and says, "Greetings, I'm Braxon Miek. I'm the captain on the Blade." And he's going to introduce everyone else, all the other officers that are on there.
This young dwarf takes your hand and shakes it vigorously. "Ah, nice to meet you. I am Forge Irongrip. We are the Hand of Riorks.
Right.
We take it upon ourselves to be a welcoming committee for visitors to our fine homeland here in Grinspace. We have food and beverage for you if you wish, and we'd be more than happy. You said you were looking for information. We'd be more than happy to describe the wonders of our sphere, answer questions that you have, just generally give you a welcome."
That sounds very kind.
Indeed, indeed. And I see, you see some of the dwarven marines that you have. I see you have some of our brethren amongst you.
Yes,
I'm sure they will be happy to partake. We have fine dwarven ale from some of the best brewers on Riorks.
Perhaps we'll buy some. We're going to go there at some point.
So they're already setting up like tables and inviting members of your crew over to partake, getting ale. Their crew is already partaking in some of the food and beverage as well. They're waving you on. Come over. We understand our ship is smaller than yours, so please when you have your fill, make room for your fellow crew members to get some as well. Do you choose to partake? Your crew definitely seems interested.
Yeah.
I mean,
Braxon,
it is
Braxon's,
Caravan ale.
Braxon's going to find an excuse to take Ockar to pretend that he's going to go to the helm room to see if the shifts on the helm are going to allow people to come over or not.
All right.
And he's going to say to Ockar, "Well, they seem okay to me, but maybe you can use your ability."
I'll make sure to do my detection.
Okay. You are detecting no evil intent from their captain, Forge Irongrip.
I let Braxon know of that.
Okay. Well, he could also be charmed, so let's maybe you can check out the people handing out food and drinks, make sure they're okay. But it seems all on the level to me. You should come over as well. Well, you're gonna have to, because we want you to check them out. You might be better placed than me to ask questions. I don't know when we might want to breach the topic of we're looking for a pirate.
I was just gonna ask if they knew about the city of Veltline or Elven Navy situations around here.
We could probably do with asking questions about Stellar Islands first. All right, I'll play it by ear. I'll let you bring the subject up. Let's go over there and get the crew to go over in sections.
Right.
Right, so we go back up and go over to the other ship with some of the crew and get people to rotate.
Okay. So your crew is partaking in the food and beverage. Um, there's an interesting element to some of the fruit and vegetable things that they have prepared. Like there's some like kind of just grab food, hand food for with maybe some dips of carrots and things like that. Sliced up carrots, but it seems like the carrots were originally pretty large. There's also some dried fruit pieces, and you see some sliced dried fruit that you're pretty sure are cherries, but they're like the size of grapefruit pieces. It's kind of odd.
Braxon brings this up. Says these look pretty big. If you got one that's not chopped up.
No, unfortunately, most of that doesn't keep too well. We have to get the preserved fruit to make sure that it keeps. But if it's to your taste, I would highly recommend visiting Hidukul, one of the moons of Zivelin. Fantastic farmers there that have just tremendously sized fruits and vegetables, and I would highly recommend you visit them if it is to your taste.
That does sound interesting. We're going to be exploring the sphere. We're looking to check out Green Space.
Yeah, it's
We've already heard there's some hazards we need to avoid. There's some black clouds. Are there any dangerous places in Green Space we should be wary of? Do you have slavers or pirates or any other dangers we should watch out for?
Yes. The Kryn space is relatively safe, all thanks to the Great Reorks. But there are certainly some dangers. You do want to avoid those black clouds that are between here and Zivlin. Just keep that in mind. We recommend you try to go above or below them rather than try to go through them. It is quite dangerous and a risky maneuver if you should do so. If you do feel that you need to do so in order to, get to your destination faster, make sure that you are uttering your prayers to Reorx before you do so. He will keep your ship and your crew safe.
Right. Yeah, we already decided we're going to try and go up and over. How do you manage to get through them? Are they easily visible?
Oh no, we avoid them in the same way that we recommended. They are very difficult to see.
Right. Yeah, they
Clearly the work of the evil gods, who do not like the works of the Great Reorks. Being visible. We go above or below depending on the nature of our current journey. Never have we been through them ourselves.
So I've not heard of this Reorx. I've heard the names of a few dwarf gods.
Well, then let me tell you. And that leads him into at least a 15-minute spiel about the wonders of the Great Reorx. He is the creator of so many of the works. He inspired the dwarves and the gnomes to their in their creations. Even the humans look to him for when they wish to build things, create things, make things. Truly, he is a wonder amongst the gods.
Wasn't there a temple of Reox on Iron Piece?
Excuse me, well, this is all very interesting. I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Yes, just a moment. And he continues on his spiel for the full 15 minutes. He is clearly very, very passionate about this deity Reorx. And yes,
He's
there was
very religious character.
There was a temple to Reorx on Iron Piece. It wasn't particularly large. So when he finishes up, you can also tell that many of the other dwarves and gnomes in the crew are doing similar bits as they're serving up the meal and conversing with people. It's not like obnoxious. I mean, it's just they are clearly passionate about their deity.
Yeah.
But they're very friendly about it.
Yeah, Braxon's quite happy because he's wondering whether Riox is the local name for Patar.
You would probably have to speak with some local Ptah worshippers to find out how they feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's keeping an open mind at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know which of these gods is in charge.
Yeah.
And therefore, probably the local name for Patar.
Now, Sun Fayun has you can see your new helmsman Sun Fayun. He is engaging in a vibrant discussion with one of the other dwarves. They're very excited. It's not at all hostile. It's just like clearly Sun Fayun is eager to hear what this dwarf has to say, and the dwarf is eager to share it.
Solas is just generally socializing with the dwarves and asking about the sphere and what other places there are except these worlds that we saw on the astrolabe.
Yeah.
Well, they give you some general information that seems to match pretty well what you have in in your pilot's guide.
Mm-hmm.
You're not picking up any huge discrepancies between what they're saying and that. But I guess we'll go through and get specific questions, starting with Braxon. Do you have any specific questions for them?
Yeah, Braxon wants to know the best places for us to dock at the Stellar Islands with a ship such as we have, and where we could find landing facilities on the other planets.
Again, I mean, like the information is fairly matches what the guide has already. Some of that I didn't actually give you all yet because you weren't there. Like when you get to Zivlin, I'll cover what it really talks about there, especially with the moons. And that information is matching. They recommend on the Stellar Islands to visit the largest one. They periodically head down there to resupply and that sort of thing. They tell you that most of the inhabitants of the Stellar Islands are somewhat nomadic. They travel from the island to island along. They point out those ribbons of colored light and indicate that those are actual bridges that people can walk across.
Braxton's going to pull out his spyglass and have a look and go, "Good Lord, you're right."
Still too far. Well, you're still too far away to really make anything out other than the lights from this distance. Yeah. But he indicates that they are solid and traversable, fairly broad, allowing easy access between those large islands. But he does indicate that on the largest one there are some Gif who've set up a small village, and that is, pardon me, that is essentially the best place to go if you want to, resupply and do some trading. They note that there are some spacey giant villages on some of the other islands, but they're very difficult to get to, and they have no immediate landing ports nearby. And in some of the forests, there are Gromem villages as well, but again, they're not immediately next to the bodies of water. So you can put down in those bodies of water, and you can go, get new water,
Yeah.
get fresh water, do a little bit of hunting and stuff like that. But they do point out that if you stay overly long, then you're pretty likely to get a visit from someone asking you to move on, because they don't like they're very friendly, but they also don't like people who appear to be wanting to set up permanent habitation.
Wonder if we could tie up alongside one of those walkways with the big ship, and then go visit the little asteroids with our little ship.
You could. They would indicate that. So Forge Iron Grip goes into a little bit of a story about that. He says, yes, a few years back, there were some merchants who wished to bring one of the smaller uninhabited rocks in close and turn that into an actual port facility, but all of the residents collectively, as far as I know, near unanimously vetoed that idea. So yeah, you can. There's no real way to tie up. They're pretty sheer on the sides, but you could certainly bring it in close. But you'd still have a considerable walk if you were to walk to one of the locations. Your best bet, I see, with your ship there, you have a landing craft. That would probably be your easiest way down.
We have an even smaller one.
Yeah, we do. We do. Do you know what sort of landing tax they charge? We've managed to obtain some of your green space money.
Yes. They actually just charge a flat 10 steel piece. If you're gonna land near the gift village, at least 10 steel pieces to trade. It's primarily just a service fee. You can there's no air fee, there's no water fee. Just fill up from the pools.
Very nice.
We are low on water, so.
They mentioned that the gift settlement is called Cannonade.
Cannonade.
Yeah.
I mentioned to actually no.
Sounds like a place Higamus would have liked to visit.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about making some notes and sending it off to Higamus about this village. He'd be interested in that.
Yeah, I think he would indeed. Maybe we'll come back with him one day. Oh, almost forgot. Yeah, we need to ask where we might find the Syndiath line in the Stellar Islands.
There are no formal facilities of that nature in the Stellar Islands. Most of the people live fairly simply. There are some markets that you can go to purchase some locally produced goods there at Cannonade, if you wish to take them and trade them on if you're a trader. Although you appear to be more of the adventurer type, so I don't imagine that you'd be much interested in that. But they make some fine items out of the lava.
Lava? Wow.
Indeed.
I don't think I've ever seen lava craft work.
Take a look. It's very well done.
Yeah, you are right. We are of the adventuring type.
If you're looking for the Syndiath line, I would recommend going to the Moons of Zivelin. I believe... Right. Give me a second. I just need to figure out exactly which of the ones it is. He says, you would want to go to the moon Gillian, orbiting Zivelin. I believe there is a Syndiath line office there.
And is there an Elven Navy presence in the sphere? Yes,
but you can speak with them there on Gillian, but they have another facility elsewhere, but they don't allow outsiders to dock.
Okay.
I see.
Since Lafdul's asking if it's all finger food, they do have plates and cutlery. They have some dried meats, cheeses, breads as well. But that's fairly normal stuff. It was the fruits and vegetables that kind of really struck you as being unusual. Have you guys partaken in any of the food and drink?
Yeah, Braxon. Drink.
Yeah, Lafdul will be interested in the giant fruit.
It's definitely good.
Fit.
It's definitely good. The fruits and vegetables are not unusually tasty, but they're tasty. So it's not like a situation where the quality has gone down as the size has gone up. It's at least as good quality as you would expect from normal, average quality fruits and vegetables. Maybe a little bit higher. The bread is tasty, although it's more designed for keeping over long term. Cheese is good. For those who appreciate dwarven ale, it is top notch.
Solas is happy.
And they do have water for those who choose water instead of an alcoholic beverage.
Lafdul will have alcohol.
Yeah. If they've got any gigantic apple cider, Braxon might. Braxon will get a special magic mug that keeps cider cold because it's clever.
Their ale is not cold. It's room temperature.
That's a shame. It's warm beer. So that they've been to Britain space to get their beer.
Well, it's ale, not beer.
Yeah. All right, Braxon will have a tankard of ale with his magic tankard that does all sorts of clever things, such as keeping it at room temperature. Braxon says the command word for keeping the ale at room temperature.
The lack of command words that do nothing. Yes.
Yeah.
So you end up spending about an hour at least with them, chatting with them. I should go with Ockar. Do you have any specific questions for them?
We asked about pirate activity, right?
Yeah, but you could probably be more direct.
Yeah, but I mean, like just general. But if you want specific questions, if you have specific questions, go ahead and ask.
I mean, you've had a chance to scope
name Njord in any way familiar to you?
Forge. He kind of his expression darkens and he nods. Yes, I have heard of that one. Red Njord he's called. It's a bloody butcher, so far as we've heard. Almost as bad as the strike. They're the two main pirate groups here that have the worst reputations. There's some other pirate groups. There's one called the Singing Sword, which, they're not a bad sort as pirates go. They are not interested in killing, whereas the other two seem to have no compunction of doing so. Are you here hunting pirates? Are you a pirate hunter?
Well, let's just say that we're specifically looking for Red Njord.
Mm-hmm. Well, he strokes his beard a bit, thinking, and says, I haven't actually heard too much about him these past few months. The last pirate attacks that I heard of were by two by the strike and one by the Singing Sword. But I would recommend that you speak with the Caravan. They're
Caravan?
The Caravan. They're an organized trade group that primarily travels about Kryn space. Give me a second to get you some specific information about them. So Crimson Caravan, as they're known. They mostly travel between Riork's and Zivlin's moons. You'd probably have your best bet finding them on Hidukul, one of the moons of Zivlin. Finding a representative for them. That would be my recommendation. They would have a better idea. I believe they have standing rewards for the elimination of either of those. For the strike or the Red Njord. I do not recall how much they're offering right now, however.
Well, thank you for the information you've given us. We'll look into it.
It is rumored that there's at least one or two pirate ports around, but we do not know where they might be located.
We'll keep our eyes and ears open, see what we can find out.
Well, good luck. Good luck, and you'd be doing the people of Kryn space and a good deed if you were to eliminate either of them. I'm sure that Riorks would look kindly upon this, and bless you in your endeavor.
Yes.
Thanks for the information. Braxon turns to Ockar while the dwarf is still there and says, "Well, we're after the one pirate, but if we stumble on one of the others, wouldn't hurt to take him out."
If we end up coming to blows with one of the others, we may as well take them out too.
Yeah.
But remember, Red Njord's our priority.
Yep. Red Njord's our priority, but we'll take down the others if they stumble onto us.
All right, Lafdul, do you have any specific questions?
Questions? No, I was just thinking about. Do they have any tea?
No, they do not.
Uh,
It's basically a dwarven ale or water.
I was thinking about exchanging tea.
Seeing that you are an elf, they would mention that the Moon Gillian, if you're interested in elven wine, would be a good place to go to get some. They speak highly of it. They just apologize for not having any of that and not having any tea either.
It's still nice food, and I'm not against drinking dwarf now. It's quite nice. Solas speaks highly of it, so.
Solas, do you have any specific questions?
Yeah, Solas inquires about the situation on Kryn and also the city of Palanthas. Latest news about it.
Well, there was a war not too long ago. A big one. Pretty regional, but I don't know that it touched Palanthas. We don't go there very often. The people there on Kryn, they are very concerned for their own works, their own doings.
Yes, I understand, but I have heard about this magnificent library in there, and I would love to visit it.
Well, I couldn't tell you much about it. Not been there myself. I'm from Riorks myself, the second planet in, and spend most of my time out here greeting new travelers such as yourself.
Maybe there's some library books on Riorks.
Oh, there are indeed many books. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been back there, and I was never much of a one for purchasing books beyond those that I needed, so I couldn't tell you what there was there. But you certainly may be able to find some booksellers or some such. He mentions a couple ports on Riorks that match what you skimmed in your guidebook.
Right. So that's That's the question I was about to ask you. Do we know where to land on Riox?
Well, whether you know where to land or not is something that you'll discover when you get there, but it does mention some ports. Any other questions, Solas?
Not really. The most interesting thing Solas is asking about is the situation in Palanzas.
Okay. Finn, any questions for the dwarves and gnomes?
Just any more information they can go about the vegetables they're serving.
They would tell you that they are grown by the farmers of Hedukal. And they'd say, Hedukal is basically a large farming world, agrarian world. If you're interested in that, I would definitely recommend stopping off there. It's a good destination regardless, if you're looking for some trade or anything of the nature. That's the place to go. I've heard rumors that people have tried to grow them elsewhere, but I don't know what's come of that.
You know, it's not such a bad idea. Maybe we could take some back to our asteroid.
You can try. He would also mention that there's not a whole lot of farming on like worlds like Kislev, despite all its greenery, or the Stellar Islands here.
Yeah.
If you're looking for, like, you can get food at these places, but if you're looking for, especially food for trade purposes, like you're gonna buy food someplace and sell it elsewhere, like at Reorx or something like that, Hedukal is the place to go for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'd be interested in trading, but it would be amazing to see plants that grow that big. Hey, Finn, maybe they have spells that make plants grow big. If we ask nicely, they might teach you how to make plants grow bigger.
I would be interested.
All right. Anyone with any other questions?
Is there anything unusual about magic in Kryn space that we should know?
Forge Irongrip informs you that as he is not a wizard himself, he doesn't know much about that. And having not gone outside of Kryn space, he wouldn't know what to compare it to anyway.
Oh, I see.
For the purposes of you guys, there's no particular change. Your magic's unaffected.
Yeah.
You're not members of the Towers of High Sorcery and whatnot, so your magic is not going to be affected by the moons.
No, Braxon's lack of magical power has not been affected.
Okay, so you finish up your food. They have regaled you a little bit more about the glories of Reorx, the great creator god, one who makes so much, all the wonders of the sphere and everything like that. And you take your leave of the dwarves and gnomes, the Hand of Reorx.
Yeah, Braxon thanks them all on behalf of himself and his crew, and says if they need any help, if they finds any pirates attacking anyone, to come find us and we'll assist.
If we hear of such, we'll try to get word to you.
And he says, and may your god Riox be with you.
Indeed, and may he watch over you as well. All right. They clean up their, the cutlery, the plates, everything like that. Secure it all and pull the gangplank back, and you disengage the lines, and with hearty farewells, they take their leave of you and move on. It seems like they're basically just patrolling the space here by the Stellar Islands to greet anyone coming into the sphere.
Yeah.
Your impression is definitely that they are local greeters that just are excited to meet new people and tell them about the glories of their god.
Yeah, it seemed friendly enough.
And then let them go on their way.
I mean, they didn't try to aggressively convert us, so that's a plus.
So you could learn something from that, Braxon.
I did. I appreciate someone who's got a good opinion of their deity.
All right, so you can see ahead of you the Stellar Islands. Do you want to head to them, or did you want to skip that and go to one of the other planets?
No, let's go to the Stellar Island.
I mean, we could go to the Cannonade and refresh our water supplies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so are you going to take the shuttle down?
Can we take the main ship close enough to one of the asteroids in order to make sure our air is fresh?
Oh yeah. They all share a single atmosphere.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah, I mean they basically have to for the ribbon roads to function. They can't be, more than like 100, 200 miles apart. So.
Right. So basically, we can park our ship in the atmosphere, and then take our shuttle to Cannonade.
And since all of the islands have gravity planes rather than any other form of gravity, it's pretty easy to just float in a gravity plane, and just make tweaks to not accidentally crash into something. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Right.
Who are we going to take with us? Are we going to take our new...
what he's paid for.
Nor and Nemariel right now are they've been the ones active on the main helm. So yeah, they're not. Neither of them would be eligible to pilot the shuttle.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also take the flitter. The flitter would be small enough to land on land almost anywhere, but things much larger, wasps, dragonflies, anything larger than that, it looks like it would be very difficult to find any sort of landing spot for them. These places are dense.
Yeah, so it looks like we'll be using Sunfield as our helmsman.
Okay.
And Braxon's going to say, Glau, come on, you want to see this, surely?
Oh, I would be most interested in exploring this new world with you. I'd be happy to tag along on your shuttle. This is going to be quite the interesting visit. I have not seen such a world before. I'm looking forward to seeing what kinds of creatures they have. What do you think they have down there? I'd be very interested in seeing.
I don't know, but I spoke to one of their dwarves in Dwarven, and they looked surprised. They said, we don't speak that language.
Well, not every dwarf speaks the same dwarf language,
No, but just imagine what else might be different.
Well, I mean, if you learned the language of space owls and tried to speak with a talking owl, well, they would not speak the same thing, even though many people mistake us, much to
that is true.
Chagrin.
That is true, yeah. I can see how someone might make that mistake from a distance.
Well, I mean, an uninformed person might, yes.
Oh, yeah. But a sort of person that would not be able to tell the difference between an elf and a human.
Yes. I mean...
It doesn't help when there's an in-between state. It's like Solas.
I mean, there's not that much difference between you two. Right, well, let's see what this world has to offer. Alright, so it takes about 20 minutes to actually get through the gravity well and everything like that. Let's go ahead and see what kind of weather they're experiencing right now.
Does that guide say any names for the various bodies in the Stellar Islands?
It does not list names for them.
Right.
If there are names,
I'd heard the big one was the thumb, and the others were the fingers. But I don't know if that's someone's fanon.
That's not fanon. That's in the book, but that's also like not really names, kind of thing. You know, like
what calling something a thumb?
Well, yeah, I mean, like if one's the thumb and the others are fingers, and is one the index finger, is one the ring finger, is one the pinky? There's
presumably.
I don't know. I find those kind of weird names. I would.
Yeah, and when you go away from the ribbon, you get to the metatarsal. Or no, that's on a foot.
Basically, I don't know. I mean, it's not.
We'll be asking all the NPCs questions, you know, taking notes.
You're welcome to do so. There is a strong wind as you're landing, and that actually does slow you down.
Do they have anything like a signal tower that we need to communicate with?
Not really. They don't really even have formal docks.
Right.
It's just that they have a palisaded village near this body of water. It's also near a lava field, and you can see.
Yeah, I don't think we want to land in the lava field.
Well, yes. You can see Gif out there collecting lava in some sort of contraption, some sort of tools. But you will need to use a rowboat. I'm assuming that your ship has one. I think that would be normal to get aboard. Yes, I know you don't have the other one anymore.
Yeah, if only we had a folding boat.
Yeah.
And a magic ring that allows you to see through.
Some of us are still better.
So it actually takes 40 minutes to land because your ship is buffeted pretty strongly by these winds.
Okay.
But you do make it down. This
Luckily,
palisaded.
we've got a good helmsman then.
Yep. The palisaded village does have a few bombards on some towers.
Oh, nice.
And they're not like aimed at you, but they are generally pointed in your direction at the moment.
Yeah. Braxon's going to signal towards them and say, "This is the blade out of Brow space, seeking to land. Do you have any special landing instructions for us?"
Unfortunately, the environment seems to make that it difficult to pick up on such signals.
Okay.
Because you're using light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can use mirrors as well, or flags, depending on the circumstances.
You would need flags, but you'd have to purchase the flags.
Ooh. Now you tell me.
Never came up before. You never asked about it.
Also, weren't we going with the hilt and not the blade?
Yeah, sorry, the hilt. Yeah. You're quite right.
As you get the winds seem to abate as you get close to landing, and as you do, a rowboat is puts off from the shore. There's no dock facility, like no actual docks that you can pull up to. The rowboat was just drawn up on the shore.
Okay.
And it is rowed out to you it's entirely by GIF. And as it closes in, one of the GIF shouts out, "Hail the vessel! Welcome to Cannonade. Are you looking to do some trade?
How are the boats? We're primarily looking for information. Did we bring any of our GIF as crew, or did we bring humans?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll bring the GIF because we'll have them guarding the ship when we're off of it.
All right.
We've come to this sphere on a mission to hunt pirates. We're looking for the 60th line.
And he calls back, you're not going to find the 60th line here, but if you're looking to do some trade, there'll be a landing fee of 10 steel pieces.
10 steel pieces? I think we can manage that.
And he pulls up alongside and climbs up aboard.
So they have Obsidian works, do they?
You would have to go look to see what exactly they're making. You don't know. I mean,
I might casually mention it to the GIF. Are you working with Obsidian by chance?
We have many fine lava objects formed from the lava. You're welcome to look over it if you're interested in trade. It's one of our prime trade goods.
Solas is interested in going to see them.
Mm-hmm. But that'll be 10 steel pieces.
Yep. Braxon's gonna get those 10 steel pieces.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, so you pay him. He counts them, pockets them, and says,
counts them.
Well, just has to make sure.
Yeah.
10.
Welcome to Cannonade. Welcome to Cannonade. I'd recommend you speak to our governor, Herky Hipshot. He gives you some basic directions to his office. He's always interested in meeting the new folk.
Herky Hipshot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go have a look.
All right. So you put down your after paying and giving you that information. That GIF has already gotten back aboard his rowboat and is being rowed back to shore. You put down your rowboat and climb aboard. I assume all the PCs are going.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get our NPCs to guard the ship.
Okay. All right. The village is not particularly large. It is laid out in a grid layout. You would guess that there's somewhere between 40 and 50 GIF living in this village.
Nice.
You can see there are some others as well. There's a spacey giant or two. Some gnomes, some dracons, and some gromims. And when you were coming down, there was a tradesman in the water as well. So you see a couple humans as well that appear to be, not residents who are there for trade.
Yeah. Can we scope out the ship?
The tradesman?
Yeah, just in case it's a pirate in disguise.
Yep.
Ockar, how far away can you do your thing of checking for people?
I have never really tested that.
I think it's no more than 60. It's not going to be any more than 60 feet. I'm pretty sure.
I'm just gonna guesstimate no more than 60.
Yeah. Braxon says, "I'll tell you what. We'll get you to borrow my spyglass sometime."
That'd be interesting.
It'd be useful to find out how far your god lets you see people being naughty. It's useful to know what your abilities are.
That is certainly a way to put it.
I mean, there may be a time where being able to be fairly close to someone, but not obviously spying on them might be helpful.
Ockar's got that lovable frown that everyone adores.
So you're not close enough to the vessel itself, but you could try some of the humans that are in port. They appear to be conversing, making trade deals, that sort of thing, with people in the market.
Might as well. I mean, it's probably unlikely that the first ship we happen on a pirate ship in disguise, but
if the detect evil intent power is similar to the spell, it's 120 yards.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that far.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more limited than the spell.
Yeah.
Probably like 30 yards or something.
Well, out of character, I wouldn't expect it to be that far, but in character, Braxon has no idea. He still thinks there's a magic button somewhere on his mug.
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. But anyway, so
well, he got a magic weapon, and you press buttons, things happen. You know.
He has other magic weapons that have no buttons, though.
Yeah, but quite clearly everything else should have magic buttons that do things.
It's only ones usually.
So because you have one such item that has button that does different things, you expect every magic item to have one.
Yeah.
That's quite the leap of logic.
You know what's funny is how early we found that Rod of Lordly Might. Effectively, we had a +4 weapon right from the get-go.
Which was almost never used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
it's starting to be used more.
So, Ockar, you're scanning some of the humans in the port, in the village.
Yeah, as we go through.
You're not detecting any evil intent from any of them.
Okay, I make sure Braxton knows.
Thank you.
Braxon, did you bring your spyglass with you?
Yeah.
All right. You could try taking a look at the tradesman if you want.
Yeah, Braxton will have a look at the tradesman.
Okay. The bow has the name Mishakel's Grace written on it.
Mishakel's Grace.
It seems to have a light catapult and a medium ballista on board.
Is there any place where I could see, like, where they have, like, chunks of, like, raw obsidian?
I mean, you can
like
look around.
Big chunks.
You can look around the thing. I mean, the market. Yeah.
Braxton says to Ockar, you know, the other place we could ask for information is we can hear the rumors of ship crews that aren't evil.
Yeah.
They're gonna hear tales of ships that have been attacked.
True. We could ask around. You mean like ask around taverns?
Yeah.
There don't actually appear to be any taverns here.
Is that like a longhouse or something?
Yeah, something like that.
No inn, no drinking establishment that you can see.
What's the largest hut?
It appears to be the headquarters for the Gift Governor. It matches where you were directed.
Ask the Gift Governor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must be this herky hip shop.
Yeah, that is. He was indicated as the governor. Yes.
I thought we might go in and it was a halfling.
Nah. Let's go talk to this Hickshaw then.
I mean, the GIF who took the payment clearly told us that the GIF governor.
All right, so you want to head up and speak to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he has an office. The building is made out of wood, although the floor is stone. Not sure exactly what type of stone. and it all seems to be one solid piece, which is interesting. It is definitely dark in color.
Braxon's gonna
slightly grey.
Doesn't look like marble, or granite or something like that. I mean, none of you are geologists, so.
Yeah, I work with gems.
Yes, and you are somewhat familiar with the types of stone used for valuable carving and things like that, but this is a floor.
if one of us was mason, then they might know.
We can get black marble and stuff for a while.
So he actually has a fairly large office, and it is decorated wall to wall with a huge variety of weapons. You see...
no heads?
Nope.
Not relative of Higginson.
You see swords of all variety, including shapes that you've never seen before. All variety of metals. There are bronze swords, steel swords, plain iron swords, ones that are made of a silvery metal that you think might be silver steel. Ornate hilts, plain hilts. You see pole arms, spears, a couple crossbows, 2 arquebuses, at least 6 wheellock pistols. It is almost a veritable armory in and of itself. As you enter, he stands up and holds out his enormous hand to shake yours, Braxon, and says, Company of the Broken Sword, I was informed you were here. Welcome. I'm Hirky Hipshot, governor of this fine town.
Thank you for seeing us.
Yes, thank you.
I make a point to try to meet the new visitors. Welcome them to our town, talk to them about what trade goods we have, and see if they have any interesting weapons that they are interested in selling. I'm always interested in collecting more. He kind of waves at his walls. I have a fine collection here, and these are just my prize pieces.
They do look very nice.
Yes, thank you.
Cool.
Braxon points at one of them, says, "That looks like a silver sword."
Ah, yes, he pats it. It is silver steel indeed. Fine piece. Hard to get out here, but it's a nice to have if there's any undead around.
Didn't you have, like, some...
We had one of those once.
Yeah, like an axe. It was silver steel.
Still have it. I never sold it.
Oh, wait, do you have it on you?
Yeah, it's back on the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're mainly here looking for information.
Well, I may have some information. Be happy to answer it, but first I do, I'm governor here, and I need to inform you about the rules, and do want to talk to you about our fine goods, see if you're interested in purchasing any, and then I'd be more than happy to answer questions that you have. He actually takes you out of his office and out down towards the market, telling you the rules of conduct here. Lafdul, some of this is matching what you got from your no custom spell. Some of it is different, however. He is discussing quite a bit of things, but one of the the things that you're picking up are of note are they do not take kindly at all to pirates and smugglers and that sort. They're interested in trade, but they also do not allow people to live here. They do get visitors looking to get some. Pick up plant life, pick up capture animals, hunt animals, things like that, and they allow reasonable access to such things. How
did they end up getting here then?
He tells you. Well, he'll answer your questions afterwards. He kind of, he's doing his necessary spiel right now. But one thing that you are picking up is that there are definitely there may be some interesting things outside of town to get if you are interested in that. As he gets to the market, he then starts talking about the products that they sell. And you do see some objects that are obsidian, but there's a lot of objects that he describes as being made from the lava here that seem to be in a form or a stone or something like that you haven't seen before. It's kind of obsidian-like in that it is the finished objects are very smooth, kind of glass-like, but they don't have quite the same feel to it of obsidian. They're a lot smoother, whereas most obsidian stuff tends to be made out of chips and stuff like that. He also says that it's a lot stronger than obsidian, but it doesn't take edges as well as obsidian, so you don't see any cutlery and stuff like that. But there are some nice plates, bowls, boxes, very fine objects, both with good artistry, but also functionality. The ones that are the most functional, he describes as being of gift production. There are other objects that tend to be a little bit more artistic that are, but not as useful. Like the plates and bowls will tend to be more artistic, but not, like they wouldn't be able to hold as much for the same size and weight and stuff like that. And he describes those as being made by the Dracons, the Gromems, or the Giants. And when he's done describing that, and they're very nice-looking objects, and they have a considerable amount. You could see them gathering the stuff up. Apparently, the lava that they're gathering up isn't so hot that they that they can't get very close. They're using tools to gather it and then form it in some way. But you don't get a good look at any of the workshops that they have around either.
Braxon says, "Is that stuff any good for making ships with?"
No. I think it would be a little bit too brittle for such thing. It wouldn't make good armor and it'd be a little bit heavy. But it would probably be useful for certain portions of a ship. I haven't had much call for it. No one's really asked about it, and I don't have any shipwrights amongst our crew.
Right.
Our village, our residents.
I'm fairly good at carpentry with ships, but not a shipwright yet. But I'm always interested in unusual materials, and like you with the weapons.
So it doesn't look like it would, from what it looks like, you could see it replacing some things that are made of stone on ships.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a good substitute for wood or metal.
Yeah. So it's not unobtainium.
No. No. I mean, it might also replace some ceramic stuff too.
Yeah, Braxon was wondering if he'd be able to buy a volcanic longsword or something, but
it doesn't take edges well, he says.
Yeah, you already said that, so I thought maybe it's not going to be so useful.
This is quite brittle, so...
Yeah, I was thinking obsidian arrowheads would be amazing.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well, but...
Well, the brittleness was more in terms of, like, impact. He does say that it stands up well enough to everyday use.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't drop it on a stone floor. But in general, it looks like a suitable replacement for pottery and porcelain cutlery and stuff like that. So once he's finished his, giving you the local laws and rules, which covers all of the Stellar Islands, not just the Gift Village, and talking about the products that they sell, they have available. The market also has some natural products harvested from the forests. There are pouches of herbs, Finn. A number of the herbs are things that you're familiar with, fairly standard tropical stuff. There's a few things that you aren't familiar with, though. You might be interested in looking at that a little bit more as well. And I will note that the only things that you've seen animal-wise so far are brightly colored birds.
Oh, brightly colored feathers.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Are there any rules about the birds?
Well, he finishes up his spiel and then says, "So, you had some questions for me. If you want to ask that, you can go ahead and do so."
Yeah.
Do they have captured brightly colored birds on their market?
I'm sorry?
Do they have live brightly colored birds on their market?
No.
Ah, pity.
They have some jewelry made from that includes some feathers, jewelry and clothing, stuff like that. That includes some feathers and some animal pelts of some sort, and bone and stuff like that. But no live birds.
Solas inquires the governor if he knows if winged serpents live here.
No, I don't know of any like that. I couldn't say for sure, but your best bet would be probably Kislev. If they're anywhere, they're going to be there. Maybe Kryn as well.
Okay.
All right, Braxon and Ockar, you had some questions about pirates. He turns to you and says, "You had some questions about piracy. I understand."
Yes. Have you heard any of any recent pirate attacks in the area?
Oh, recent. I know that a vessel, they were attacked by the strike about, month, 6 weeks ago, something like that. Or at least that's when we heard about it. I couldn't say when, for sure when they were actually attacked. They managed to survive. They lucked out by having a passenger on board who was a fairly powerful priest of Majir, I think. Took over from their helm and got them away. But I don't know of anything else beyond that. That would be more recent.
Would any of them still be around, or have they already left?
Oh, they weren't here. I mean, we heard about the attack, not from them, but from other travelers.
And have you heard anything about Red Njord?
Not in at least 6 months. Now, mind you, there are ships that go missing periodically. That certainly could be piracy. You can rule out the Singing Sword. I don't think they've ever killed anyone beyond those who are extremely aggressive in their defense. They generally just choose to, if someone gives up their cargo, they're more than happy to let them go on their way, sort of thing.
Missing ships would be a good thing to find out about.
So,
is there anyone here that's got ships that may have missing ships?
we don't have any ships of our own, and we don't have a formal port facility, so we don't keep track of that sort of thing. One of the moons of Zivlin, or one of the bodies in Zivlin, might be your best bet to visit for that kind of information.
Is there anyone on any of these other asteroids that has ships?
Nope. We're content to live here.
Okay.
We have many resources, all we could want here, and what little we want that our worlds don't provide. Well, there's plenty of travelers who come in bearing such things.
That's true. That's true. I've met many a person on Brow that doesn't go to wild space much.
Now, it is a little unusual for Gift to be acting this way, but...
Yeah.
Well, they are green space GIF.
Yeah, but, like, GIF are normally fighters.
I mean, they do have bombards, and every single GIF that you've seen has a weapon at its side.
They've devolved into groundlings. Maybe they think of this asteroid ship.
Well, thank you for what information you were able to give us.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, last I heard anything of survivors of Red Njord was at least 6 months ago.
Oh, right.
Now, like I said, that doesn't mean that they're not still active. They just may not have left any survivors.
What happened 6 months ago, by the way?
Oh, let's see. That was, I think one of the Crimson Caravan vessels was attacked.
Oh, right. Do you know of any, particular Crimson Caravan routes that go nearby your, area?
They don't come out here very often. Usually only when they need to pick up an order of our lava products. Mostly, as I believe, they keep routes in between Zivlin and Riorx. They do have a few vessels that go outside of Kryn space from time to time when it's necessary to pick up a special order. We do a special order from them occasionally. Well, I'd say they come by about once every year, 18 months, somewhere in there.
When was the last time, okay, so when was the last time they came by?
Let's see. I think it was about 10 months ago, give or take. We only heard about the attack on the Crimson Caravan 6 months ago, not from them.
Gotcha. Well, I can't think of anything else to ask. Can you, Braxon?
No, it sounds like this might be all you can pick up. And there wasn't a tavern, you said?
No.
So, it seems like we've just paid 10 steel pieces to have a look at some volcanic produce. But that's fine.
I mean, you have some information, and you're only talking to one guy. You're only talking to one guy.
We can ask around. We might get some more information from the other ship.
Solas buys some of those colorful quills or feathers.
Okay.
Let's ask the governor who the other ship works for. If there might be someone that's it's worth talking to.
So far as I know, they're an independent trader.
An independent trader.
There's a considerable number of them.
Yep. No, that's good. That's someone who won't want to be attacked by pirates.
Well, I mean, no trader would want to be attacked by pirates.
Exactly. Well, we're people that take on pirates. So, sounds good. Okay, so do you know when that ship's due to leave?
Ships generally just leave when they leave. When they've purchased all that they done all that they wish, they'll take off. I couldn't tell you when they'll be leaving.
Okay, do you know when they arrived? So we're already here when we got here.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. And how long does traders normally stay here?
Oh, anywhere from 3 hours to a week. Usually after a week, we tend to ask them to move on. It's usually a sign that they're not really a trader.
Yeah. I suppose after a week they're filling up your landing area.
He once again begins talking about his volcanic products. They're very nice.
Braxon wants to go around and see what sort of things they have, just in case there's any items he might want to buy.
All right, and Lafdul?
Is there anything I can work on for gem cutting? It's more of a passion project than like a hobby than profit.
You could probably do some stuff, like especially Cabicon cut things. You don't know how it would turn out since you've never worked with this stuff before.
Yeah, it's just like a passing interest. Why not? When I got time to kill, so.
But other than, like, they have pieces of actual obsidian, that they do sell for...
Snowflake obsidian? I know Love actually wanted snowflakes obsidian.
Yes, they have some of that. There's at least another type of obsidian. They have rainbow obsidian as well. But they're in chunks that they sell to people who would then go do carvings out of. This hardened lava that they're selling, they do not sell chunks of that. So you would have to like purchase a bowl or a plate and then try to carve into that. Do something with that.
Well, rainbow looks nice. Yeah. I'm sorry, which one was the one I would have to buy pre-made stuff?
They're lava products. They don't really have a name for it, and this doesn't match any material that you're familiar with. It may be unique to this world.
Is there a particular method of obtaining it?
Can Braxon see what sort of tools they're using to craft this stuff in case you've got...
Yeah, their workshops are not out in the open. They definitely appear to want to keep their methods secret.
Okay.
Because the lava field is just out there. You can see them collecting it in using like large or long metal ladles type things. You know, that's sort of a thing where it's long metal poles with a bowl at the end that they're scooping up this viscous cooling lava with and putting it into containers that they're not getting too close. But it's a lot closer than you would be comfortable with on other worlds, and they seem to be okay with it.
You know what's funny?
Well, go on.
Is what we need is Finn to just casually just walk over lava, just picks him up while he's immune to fire. It's not that hard.
So
many missed opportunities.
Just so you know, being immune to fire doesn't make you immune to lava.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're two different things.
Yeah, okay. Braxton will put it in another way then. I would work with ships, and I'm always on the lookout for specialist tools that might allow me to do things. So what I'm wondering is if you have any specialist tools from your work with this material that might help me. Do you have special hammers? Stones stuff?
They do not. They recommend that if you're looking for metal tools, that Reorx is your best place. They have excellent products. Some of what they purchase, they get from there. They also get, like, they make some of the stuff themselves. They're, like those long ladles. It's pretty obvious that they make that themselves. There is a forge here in this village, but they get their metal from Reorx.
Maybe I can get some magical carpentry tools from Reorx. Okay, can we just take on water by just filling up the barrels on our ship?
Yep. It's easy enough to do.
I will buy along those feathers if there is available some obsidian spheres and obsidian cylinders.
You would need to make those yourselves. They have raw obsidian, but you'd have to make them yourself or get someone to make them. But you can get the obsidian here.
Lafdul might be able to make them.
I will grab some obsidian then.
Yeah, Lafdul wants to get a lot of rainbow obsidian. Do they have pink obsidian?
I don't know if pink obsidian's a thing.
Apparently it is. I just googled it.
Alright, so first, Solas, how many feathers did you want?
10 feathers.
10? Alright. They're brightly colored. Do you want any particular color?
Assortment of colors. Basically, I want to have at least one of each color that is available.
Okay. Basically, every primary color except blue is available. So you get
blue.
2 of each.
Okay.
What a shame pink isn't the primary color.
So the thing about blue is that in the real world, they're like all the bluebirds, blue jays, they're not actually blue. They look blue, but they're not actually blue. That's why they don't have any blue feathers here. That's not to say that there aren't blue feathers elsewhere, like actual blue feathers, but these don't have any. All right, so Solas, they are charging. Give me a second. So they are charging. Where is my list? There it is. No, that's not it. They are charging 1 Krinish silver piece for each feather.
Okay. And how much for obsidian?
The chunks of obsidian, you'd basically be able to get a pound size piece for 1 steel each.
Well, I'll grab 2 pounds of obsidian.
All right, so you can get obsidian, you can get snowflake obsidian, you can get rainbow obsidian. I'm looking at pink obsidian, and it doesn't actually look like obsidian to me. So I don't know. I'd have to go look at Wikipedia. I'm just looking at pictures. So I don't think they're going to have any pink obsidian there.
Don't worry about it.
But if you want some as well, Lafdul.
No, change my mind.
And someone make a note to mention that to Leva. She can retroactively purchase some.
She wanted snowflake obsidian. I know she did for
just
the giant strength.
Then just mention that there is some available, and she can get. It's 1 steel piece per pound, so. And she can retroactively purchase some if she wants.
And it was 1 Krinish silver for 1
per feather, yes.
Feather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and was there anything else that you guys wanted?
Nah.
Okay.
Did you send that to Leva privately?
I will do.
Oh, I'm just putting in the chat.
I've done that now. I was going to ask the game.
Yeah, I figured get out of the way.
She wanted a snowflake obsidian.
Yeah, it can wait until after the game. All right. So, did you want to ask around villagers, or did you want to go to the ship's crew and ask them?
Let's go to the ship's crew just in case they're about to head out.
Okay. So you approach some of the humans. They initially give you kind of a suspicious look as you approach. What would you say to one of them? Braxon, I assume you're taking the lead.
Sorry, what are we? We're going to the. Someone said we were going to buy something.
How many?
No, the ship's crew. I didn't hear anyone say anything about buying anything else.
One question quickly. How many different types of obsidian there was?
Regular, snowflake, and rainbow.
Okay, I will change it so that I will buy 1 pound of each.
Okay.
Okay, so Braxon walk up to these crewmen and say, "Greetings. My name's Braxon Miek. I'm from the ship there, the Hilt. It's the landing craft of our bigger ship that we've got nearby. We're here on a pirate's hunt, and we hear you're a trading ship, so we were wondering if you or your captain could give us some information on places where pirates might be active."
I'm master of cargo of the vessel. He's still giving you an odd look to just be approached like this, but he's a little standoffish. But he says, "If you're hunting pirates, it's good work. What information are you looking for again?"
Well, we went looking for a pirate ship that looked like a scaver in brow space. It took us a while to hunt it down. So we're looking for, what was that guy's name, Ockar? Red? What's his name? Red something?
Red Njord.
Red Njord. We're looking for Red Njord primarily, but we'll take any other pirates we stumble into.
He's a dangerous one. Almost as dangerous as a strike. Don't know much about him. I haven't had any deals with it. I haven't had to deal with him. He hasn't attacked me. I thank Mashakal for that. Let's see. Well, what can I tell you? I know that the dwarves of Riorks have a bounty out for him.
They do?
Yeah, as do the farmers of Hedukal. I think the Crimson Caravan may as well, and I've heard that the elves are looking for him, although I don't know that they have an actual reward out for him. Don't know the details of that, but I heard that his attacks have steadily gotten harsher over these last few years. He's been plaguing us for 3 years now, I think. Although I haven't heard much about him for the last 6-8 months, something like that.
Yeah, that's what we heard. I don't know whether that means that he's managed to cover his tracks or whether he's gone somewhere else.
The assumption around here is generally that he's been killing everyone when he does the pirating, rather than letting some live.
That's not nice.
The strike's been known for that sort a lot longer.
Braxon, that's not nice. The understatement of the century.
that is the understatement of the century. I wonder if there are places where we could find out where there are overdue ships.
Well, your best bet is any formal port facilities.
What we'd like to do, ideally, if there's anyone that hasn't been murdered, is, as a second request, if we could rescue crewmen.
Well, usually, unless they're slavers, which they may have taken up that as well. Don't know about that. I've heard that there's some Neogi about, and there's some of them there outsphere mind flayers, what they're called, I think, that are hereabouts. Don't know where they're located, but they've been a bit of a plague too. But likely theirs like to take everyone aboard is far more likely to take everyone aboard than leave survivors. So don't often hear about their actual attacks, unless, of course, the ship manages to escape them. He gives you a quick rundown on the formal port facilities, which does match the information in your guidebook, indicating that Zivlin and Riorks are your best bets for such things, for going to those places. And he gives you a little bit of information of what he knows about the big pirate groups. Let me mention those. Red Njord he's a big one of them octopus ships, kind of an old design. It's gotten some new favor, I think.
Octopus ship.
Never seen one myself, but
Nautiloid.
heard about it. No,
nautiloid?
nope, not an
No,
nautiloid. An
The
octopus.
dreadnought.
No,
No.
octopus.
Does Braxon know an octopus from his
Yes.
experience working on ships?
You've probably seen one in port on Brawl.
Yeah.
You've never worked on one, but you're
Right.
familiar with them because they are an old design.
Yeah.
That apparently, rumor has it that rumor has it that an Illithid has been selling a bunch lately. The
Right.
last decade or so. Rumor is that he found a cache of them in some port or facility or something like that in good condition and has been selling them off. No one really knows for sure, but there's been a little bit of a revival with the design lately, and some people have started building them again. But they're mostly an old design.
Yeah. Braxon holds his hand up to Ockar and Lafdul and waggles his fingers and says, "It's kind of like this. This is the stern and the
Could you maybe draw
this
it?
is the forecastle. You see how my fingers are on hand, tentacles coming out the back, and it goes this way. I'll draw you one later."
Braxton's not very good at describing this. He just looks like he's waggling his fingers,
Yeah,
kind of in the
apparently.
exaggerated way that Higamus would talk about spellcasters.
Hey, old.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly right. Is it like how Stan sells stuff off Monkey Island with the stretched out arms?
I don't know offhand.
Oh, that would be a great descriptor.
I think Old hasn't played Monkey Island.
I know.
So he
I know
mentions
what his next Let's Play should be.
he mentions that Red Njord has been using an octopus, or so it's said.
Yeah.
The Singing Sword apparently uses a hammer ship, and the Strike, which is by far the one that's most considered most dangerous, they use a large spider ship, one of the large Nyogi spider ships, as he says.
Ooh, that would be dangerous even with our battle dolphin.
You know why that pirate's got the reputation he does.
Yeah.
Still, I don't think an octopus ship would be all too terribly difficult against the battle dolphin.
Octopus are comparable to battle dolphin.
Yeah,
It
it
depends
should be
what
about
they've
on
got.
par.
Depends what they've got. They might have magical weapons,
True.
especially if they've took on a load of other ships.
I've posted Stan in our Discord.
Oh, so what was this guy's name again?
This guy?
Yeah.
I didn't give you a name of him.
Oh, okay.
The one you're talking to. He's a cargo master on the ship.
Fair enough. Okay, well, Braxon says we're planning on heading in system when we finish here. If you feel like going in a convoy, we would be happy to escort you if you're going the same way as us.
No, actually, we're going to be on our way to Gray Space after this.
Ah.
Well, he points to
No,
some
our
of the
friends
lava products, and he says they get good prices in at Riorx and Kryn, but much better prices at Ginsel and Aworth.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, you've shown them. Never seen before. They do look quite impressive.
It's a long haul
Well,
trip, though.
If you're ever going through Brow Space and you get in trouble, you can come talk to us for help.
Will do. Haven't been out there, though. Just go between here and Gray Space.
Sounds like a reliable way to make money.
It is a bit expensive. Have some good Minotaur crew members to help defend the vessel should we get attacked, though.
Ooh. Yeah.
Now,
I've never met anyone with Minotaur crew before.
I really need to get back to my purchasing.
Yeah.
If there's anything else.
No, thank you very much for your time. If anyone else?
Not really.
No, I'm good.
Thank you very much for your time, sir, and I wish you a safe journey.
Good luck to you, and Mishak will watch over you.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else that you guys want to do at the Cannonade?
Well, we might as well look around and see what...
Solas will just gather general rumors about the happenings of Green Sphere.
I mean, this is the first place we've come to that we've been off the ship, so it's nice to have a little bit of a just general mingle, I guess.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, we've been a few months on ship.
Maybe there's somewhere we can have shore leave.
I doubt it.
They
Well,
give us a skunk eye.
Are we allowed to camp in the volcanic place somewhere?
I mean, the jungle, like it's literally a jungle outside of the walls of the.
It's a jungle out there.
Yeah, it is. And all the islands are like that. You speak to some of the others, and you hear that there's a few Gromem tree villages on the various islands.
Mm-hmm.
And they generally trade with the Dracons and the gnomes, who basically live a nomadic lifestyle. And they eventually work their way back here to sell things here in the market that get sold to visiting traders.
Seasonal migrations.
Not like if you ask around a bit, and it seems like the world doesn't actually have seasons, as far as you can tell.
Does it have like dry and rain? If it has rain,
you're told that there is a complex weather system with regards to rain. You can't really follow what they're saying. Is mentioning a weird thing. Apparently, the distance between this world and one of the other worlds determines how much rain they get. It's really weird. You're not really able to follow it. And that's the closest thing that they have to seasons.
Yeah.
It does seem that they're moving into a bit of a, well, hold on a second. No, they're moving out of a rainier season right now. So the rain is expected to steadily decrease for the next coming standard year and beyond. Standard year being 360 days or so.
Wait.
Because a year on this planet is a lot longer than that.
They don't have seasons. That's a shame.
Not on this world.
When we're looking for particular materials, unique items on a particular season or something, it's generally advisable to find it when you know the seasons for certain.
Yeah. Like if you have to harvest something in spring and you just land on a planet and harvest it, hoping that it's spring.
No, well, if it doesn't have seasons, so to speak.
If it doesn't have seasons, then it's not going to work.
What if it has eternal spring?
If it's eternal spring, then it's spring. This is not spring.
Mm-hmm.
This world is
Finn,
if
make
you're gonna...
it eternal spring, please.
If anything,
do that, right?
This world has eternal summer.
Just like a green shield.
Yeah, although being a tropical world, it's a lot warmer here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I'd like to live in a place of eternal summer.
It's generally pretty humid. The heat's pretty high too, but they're not creating as bad of an environment as you would have expected. Partly it may be because of the nearby volcano or something like that. You're not sure. But you do hear that beyond the birds that you've seen, all of the other life appears sounds like it's nocturnal. There are other animals in the jungles, but they're all nocturnal. And going through the market, you see some large, thick leaves for sale, and you ask about them. Apparently, it's good food. It's good eating. Like they're thick, like the thickness of a slice of bread. These leaves.
I think none of us are vegetarians.
I mean, it's not like you're carnivores.
Bro. I'm not overly interested in it, though. So, I would be surprised if we had Protagonist here and the leaves did something weird to him when he ate them. That'd be kind of funny.
I mean, Solas is going to be interested in trying if there is some huge leaves that are edible.
Yeah,
For nothing else, he can make note of it and inform the seekers about this interesting discovery.
You can purchase some if you want.
Yeah, I will buy one.
And they do have food available if you want to, refresh your supplies on your vessel.
Food.
I will buy one giant leaf to basically for tonight's meal.
All right, that'll be 2 copper pieces.
We are down to.
If we're going to be
1,600 man days of food, but will the food be cheaper where we're going?
I mean, it's fairly cheap.
Well, we
it's
buy
not
food.
It's not going to last, though. It's not preserved.
They have preserved food here, too.
Hmm?
Yeah. I mean, because they basically have to. Because, like that trader that was that Braxon was speaking with, he absolutely needed to purchase food here before going on to Gray Space.
Yeah.
That's a long haul trip.
Yeah.
Also, food might not be as readily available in the non-rain season.
I mean, I don't think we're likely to leave this asteroid today. As in this session.
I mean, well, the session will either end with you if you guys say, yeah, there's something else that we want to do, or no, we're done here, and then it'll be like, all right, you're leaving. That's the end of the session.
I'd be curious to spend a little bit of time overnight, just like one night here. Look around the jungle.
Yeah, if you want to spend a night here and look out for stuff.
I know Finnel'ar was definitely good.
I don't know. It's up to Finn. Are you interested in that?
Finn would like to spend some time out in the jungle.
All right.
Yeah, so would Lafdul.
Well, let's see if we can get our 10 steel worth and have a look around then.
Mm-hmm.
Braxon will be interested if there's people living out there, if we can buy things like arrowheads. Maybe they got specialist arrowheads that they make for hunting and stuff.
I can imagine those.
You would have to really look for
could he?
These villages and stuff like that, and it's not just like they would indicate that you would basically have to go to one of the other islands in order to find one of the other villages.
Okay. Maybe
being a Fletcher, what does that entail for him? Is it just the feather part of the bow, the arrow?
He puts them together. He doesn't make the arrowheads.
Yeah. All right.
But if he had the finished arrowheads, he could make them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting some.
And I mean, like,
imagine
he can he would. It doesn't entail every single step in making an arrow, but he can carve the arrow shafts and do whatever is necessary to turn appropriate wood into arrow shafts and take feathers and turn them into fletching. But it would not entail hunting the birds himself.
Braxon,
because that would
Braxon might be able to do some primitive arrows, but to make actual obsidian or metal arrowheads would require a specified craftsman.
You'd have to
Yeah,
at least
which-
be
which-
you'd have to be at least a blacksmith to make the arrowheads out of metal.
Which they might have here.
And there's a crude weapon smithing proficiency that would be used for making any sort of stone arrowheads.
Yeah.
I'd
Well,
imagine
Braxon's wondering if they've got anything that is special, like the silver steel.
I mean, the lava, it's just not used for weapons.
Yeah.
Or armor.
it can be carved into decorative pieces like a statue.
Well, let's try and figure out if there's anything.
They don't have a whole lot of like every piece that they have for sale has. I mean, it's artistic, but it's also practical. Like they don't have just statues.
It's broadcasting. It's not like delicate stuff.
No, there's delicate stuff too. It's just that it's all like none of it is purely decorative. Like a statue is just purely decorative.
Everything's functional here.
Yeah. So they have ornate boxes, and if you'd ask about that, the hinges come from reorcs. They have to import those for the most part. Although either they import that or they import the metal. There's a huge variety of plates and serving dishes and bowls, even of the sort that you might put on display rather than use, even though, I mean, they can be used. And things of that nature. There's some they do have some furniture as well. Small tables with the inlay of the cooled lava. It looks very nice and set into a wooden table kind of thing as a tabletop. So they have a wide variety of that sort of thing. It's just no weapons, no armor, no just purely decorative items.
But do they have lava lamps?
No.
Oh, no lava lamps.
Right. Well, Braxon's got two.
Wait. Do they have lava lanterns?
No.
It
would be too heavy to make an actual lantern out of this stuff.
When they said lava lamp, they didn't mean literally. Oh well. He ran off when I told him. Braxton wants to look around and see if there's anyone making anything like smoke powder bullets out of the volcanic material, or even something like cannonballs.
No, they don't appear to be.
He's wondering while he thinks this stuff is really interesting. He's wondering if there is a military application at all out of this.
So that's one of the odd things, is that considering that this town is run by GIF, there appears to be absolutely no military applications for this stuff.
That is very unusual.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we already encountered unusual ships since there's rarely any greeter ships that give you free food and drink.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a unique material, and it may be useful to carve into certain types of, into gemstones or statuary or something like that. They just don't do that.
Yeah.
And they keep the method of how they make all this stuff secret. So
you don't know.
Yeah.
How similar do these things look? Braxon wants to have a look and see if he can figure out if they're being poured into some sort of mold.
You don't see any mold lines or anything like that on the materials that you're looking at. But whether that's something that they adeptly clean up when they make them, you don't know. But you can, like, there are distinctive styles. The Gromem stuff looks different from the Drakon stuff, which looks different from the Giant stuff, which looks different from the Gift stuff. Oddly enough, you don't seem to see much that the gnomes make. They seem to be the odd man out there.
Gnomes aren't making things.
At least not out of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you got like a thermal foundry on the other side or something.
Do you think it's worth buying some of this stuff as knickknacks that we can give to our friends?
Lafdul's going to buy stuff, but he's going to do it after the session because there's a lot of stuff he's going to buy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to buy? Anyone who wants to buy a lot of stuff would need to do so after the game. Yeah. But if anyone wants to buy just like 1 or 2 items, like, hey, it'd be nice to have this cool plate in my room or a bowl.
Yeah.
Then they can do so right now. I'm going to take that as a no. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it is beginning to get dark. And question in chat. No, not like Amish GIF. They still love their weapons. They just don't make weapons out of this stuff. Like they all have weapons, and Hirky Hipshot was definitely at like dropping hints like hey, if you have any spare weapons, if you have any unusual weapons, I'd be more than happy to buy it, kind of thing. So that might be something to think about as well.
They're just rural GIF,
and not even rural GIF. I mean, it's a small village. Everything is well made. There's the buildings are a mixture of stone and wood. And they're all well made. I mean, the GIF had Hirky Hipshot had a stone floor in his room. Some of the other buildings you can tell have stone floors as well. But they also don't have like an inn. They don't have lodging establishments. They don't have that sort of thing. You can see there's some tents of odd-looking tents. They're not like tents that you've ever seen before. Right outside the palisade walls. That are clearly for the Dracons who are visiting. But there's definitely, like... And you're guessing that this is an intentional design to not have any facilities to allow people to stay for a long period of time.
So you have to stay on your own ship.
Yeah.
And you become uncomfortable and you want to move.
So it's beginning to get dark. So you head back to your ship for the evening, have a meal, and discuss if you want to do anything at night or just get some rest and maybe putter around in the jungle the next day or something like that.
Yeah, Braxon says if you guys want to explore the jungle here or on one of the other asteroids tomorrow, I'd be up for that. I think when we go back to our big ship. Do we still have that flitter on this ship, or is that?
Oh, it's on the Dolphin, not the shuttle.
It's on the Dolphin, right? Where do we keep it?
I've assumed that you keep it on one of the fins up at the top, because it's a big flat open space.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we go back, we really need to name that flitter. It's going to give us bad luck. Well,
you can discuss that and think about that.
Plus, there's someone teasing me about it every week.
Solas will basically for the evening meal cut that leaf for common sharing.
All right, so we'll end off with a little bit of a description of that. Then it's an interesting flavor, not a flavor that you've had before. It's a little bit on the sweet side.
Sickly sweet?
No, not at all sickly sweet. Pleasantly sweet. Not like candy sweet, just flavorful.
Similar to some fruit.
Yeah, it's like a fruit sweet. And it has kind of the consistency of...
watermelon?
No, you would actually like the closest consistency.
Cucumber?
No, the closest consistency that you could think of is to like the rind of an orange, but it doesn't have that taste. So, obviously you don't actually eat the rind of an orange, but you know how the thick feel of it is, and it has that kind of consistency, but kind of a fruity, a sweet, a mild sweet fruit flavor to it. Not like anything you've had before. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Solas like.
Yeah. And it seems like it would dry out pretty well and turn into. It definitely feels like it would get thinner as it was dried, and it would be kind of similar to maybe a raisin in consistency and stuff like that.
Solas has some conversation about the taste with Finn and knows how it seems to be quite.
Why don't you try making some beer out of it?
One question, before I drag things on too long. Do we have enough barrels to take a full water supply back to our ship, or do we need to make?
Yeah, no, I think you intentionally brought along enough, since you were talking specifically about getting water.
Yeah.
We were told before that we can just take it.
Yeah.
And the food, we either buy it here or at the next port, which will be quite quick, quite soon.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I
mean, we've got next session if you want to think about it. So.
Yeah.
Solas mentions to Finn that this seems to be quite good value for 2 copper pieces for a meal.
Well, in and of itself, that leaf didn't make a meal.
Well, as a meal ingredient.
Yeah. But obviously, like that alone, unless you preserved it, it would rot. Mm-hmm. So if you want to buy food here, you'd be getting the preserved stuff and that they've already preserved. So.
We've got spells like slow rot. That would slow it down.
Yeah, that's not going to work long for like a food supply for 70-some people on a vessel.
Do they have any interesting plants here?
They have plenty of interesting plants, but you didn't really ask about it.
Okay,
like the plant that grows this leaf.
No, I'm thinking plants that we could take on our ship to supply air, or plants that grow berries, or plants we could take back to our base would make air or food.
I mean, you'd have to look at it. Someone like Finn would have to actually go look at the plants. Oftentimes, it's hard to just like go into a forest and dig up something and move it. Like you oftentimes need to take special preparations or find specific plants that are good at being transported.
Yeah.
So.
Or find seeds that can sprout
Or take seeds. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. But it seems like this is no offense to them, but it seems like this is a fairly primitive place, and there seem to be more plants than people. So it seems like they wouldn't miss a few plants.
It's not a primitive. It's just not an urban place.
Yeah, which is the best place to buy plants. Not a place full up with people where there's 4 plants and you have no choice.
Well, I mean, it's also this world. To be clear, it's a few hundred miles wide.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, the population to area is very low density population here.
Yeah, maybe we should ask tomorrow where they're getting their food from, and see if we can.
They would have already indicated that they get most of their food from the forests, from the jungles.
Yeah, and the governor said that they allow small-scale hunting and gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could maybe go up the chain and see who provides that, and see if there's plants that we can take.
Well, you were speaking with the highest person in the chain here on this island. There's no one higher than him on this island.
I don't mean for permission. I just mean advice on what we could find that might be useful to take.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's what I meant. I just meant because you don't. If you want to take a plant, you ask a gardener whether you can dig that up without it dying, don't you? You don't ask the head of the place, who doesn't necessarily know.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. All right, but that's what we'll look into next time. So you guys are finishing up dinner and pondering whether you want to do anything at night or just sleep, or and then whether you want to do anything the next day.
Yeah.
All right, so that will be for next time. I hope you guys have had a good time. Let's see how much experience you guys are getting. Where's the thing? There it is. All right. That is going to be 1,200 experience points for everyone.
1,200.
Yep. 1200.
Which is pretty good.
Not bad,
Yeah,
considering we didn't fight anything.
Yep, you did a lot of interaction, though.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always need to fight.
Yep.
But when you do fight, you need to win.
Wow. You can run away. Never be
There
afraid
is
to
that.
run away.
But we don't get XP for running.
Sure you do.
Where? Yeah. There's a time to run away.
Yeah, if you run away from combat that you know that you are going to lose, I think you get XP from that.
Yeah.
You survived the encounter.
I would also say that if somebody wrongfully thought we were bad, and we knew that they weren't bad, and they decided to attack us because they've been misinformed, that it would be a good act to run away rather than blow them to bits.
Or subdue them, not kill them.
Yep. All right, so thank you guys for playing. Thanks everyone out there for watching. We'll be back next week for more Adventures in Arcane Space. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for the game. Thanks for watching.